The crowd roared like a thunderstorm, flashes from cameras striking like lightning in the arena. A man stood in the center of the ring, gloves hanging low, his face swollen, his ribs aching. Sweat dripped down his jaw, mixing with the taste of blood in his mouth. He had been knocked down. Again, the referee's count echoed in his head. The crowd thought it was over. His opponent thought it was over. But deep inside, a voice whispered, "Get up. This isn't how your story ends." His name was Malik Rahman, born in a cramped apartment in Louisville, Kentucky, where every dollar was stretched until it screamed. As a child, Malik wasn't the fastest or the strongest. He was the kid who got teased for being too thin, for dreaming too big. His father worked double shifts at a factory. His mother juggled 2 jobs and still found time to encourage him. Malik had one obsession: boxing. Not because he wanted fame, but because he wanted respect. He would sit in front of a battered old TV, watching footage of Muhammad Ali. Mesmerized by the grace, the speed, and the unshakable confidence. One night, after a particularly rough day at school, Malik's father sat him down and said, "Son, in life, you're going to get hit harder than any punch in the ring. But the ones who win are the ones who stand back up." That line would burn itself into Malik's soul. Malik's early boxing career was a disaster. His first amateur fight was knocked out in the 2nd round. His next 2 matches, losses. The gym owner pulled him aside and suggested maybe boxing wasn't for him. But Malik refused to quit. He trained before sunrise, ran miles in the cold Kentucky mornings, shadowboxed in his tiny bedroom when everyone else was asleep. Still, the victories didn't come. For years, he fought in small-town matches. Low pay, low crowds, high risk. Broken noses, swollen eyes, sprained wrists, the worst injury of all, doubt. There was one night he would never forget. He had just lost his 5th fight in a row. Sitting alone in the locker room, gloves still on, he stared at the floor. His coach walked in and said softly, "Malik, you've got heart, but heart doesn't pay the bills. Maybe it's time to think about a different path." Malik went home that night, looked at his reflection in the cracked bathroom mirror, and for the first time, he considered quitting. Then came the moment everything changed. One evening, while scrolling aimlessly through videos, Malik stumbled upon a documentary about Elon Musk. He watched how Musk had faced failure after failure, rockets exploding, companies on the brink of bankruptcy, yet refused to back down. Something clicked. Malik realized that champions, whether in business or in boxing, had one thing in common: an unshakable will. He grabbed a notebook and wrote in big letters, "I will not stay down, no matter what." The next morning, he approached his coach and said, "If you don't believe I can win, that's fine, but I'm going to prove it, with or without you." The fire in his eyes was different now. His coach saw it and agreed to give him one last shot. From that day, Malik trained like a man possessed. 5 hours in the gym, 2 hours studying fight tapes, strict diet, no shortcuts. He studied Ali's footwork, Tyson's power, Mayweather's defense, and combined them into his own unique style. The training was brutal. Ice baths that left him shivering for hours. Sparring sessions where he took more hits than he gave. Road work in the freezing rain until his legs felt like concrete. Every time he wanted to quit, he remembered that notebook. "I will not stay down." Fight after fight, the wins started coming. First a local championship, then a regional title. The same promoters who had once ignored him were now calling with offers. Malik's name began to buzz in the boxing world. It all led to this night, the championship fight. The opponent was bigger, stronger, and undefeated. By the 7th round, Malik's body screamed in pain, but his mind unbreakable. The knockout punch came not from sheer power, but from timing. A perfect right hook that sent his opponent crashing to the mat. The crowd exploded. Malik dropped to his knees, tears in his eyes, as the referee raised his arm in victory. Reporters swarmed him afterward. One asked, "Malik, how did you come back from so many losses?" He smiled through swollen lips and said, "Because I learned one thing. A champion isn't the one who never gets knocked down. It's the one who refuses to stay down." Malik's story is not just about boxing, it's about life. We all get knocked down by failure, rejection, heartbreak, disappointment, but the fight isn't over until you decide it is. Whether you're building rockets like Elon Musk or fighting in a ring like Muhammad Ali, the rule is the same. Refuse to stay down. Your biggest victory might be just one more round away. Thank you for watching Malik Rahman's story. A story of grit, perseverance, and the unbreakable human spirit. If this inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful stories that will keep you going when life tries to knock you out. Remember, stay in the fight, always.